Can you hear the music, Frank? I think it's coming from down the street.
I thought I heard something else.
Songs like that make you remember.
I thought I heard a whistle, like Dad used to whistle assembly call.
How could you hear that?
There. It's funny how a sound stays with you.
It's Dad that stays with you.
Because he had enough gall to be divided into 3 parts. Mother's Day, the day the United States entered the First World War, he had telegraphed President Wilson. Arriving Washington, 7 p.m. If you don't know how to use me, I'll tell you how.
He showed them how to save time assembling machine guns.
But you couldn't tell where Dad's family life ended and his scientific management began. Even buttoning his vest for wanting to talk saved 4 seconds.
But he could walk into the Zeiss Works in Germany or the Pierce Aeroplant in this country and announce he'd speed up production 1/4 and then do it.
And what works in the factory will work in the home. I guess for so many of us, it was either scientific management or bedlam.
Even with the dozen, I don't think Dad was satisfied. I remember him looking us over and then saying to Mother, "Only 12, but never mind, Lily, you did the best you could."
Remember once, when Mother came home from her trip and asked Father if everything had gone all right, he said, "Well, I only had trouble with that one over there, but a good spanking brought him back into line." And Mother had to smile and say, "That's not one of ours, dear. It belongs next door."
I remember. Frank, that music. We used to sing that song.
3-part harmony.
The whole family rolling along in the Pierce Arrow, singing Love's Old Sweet Song. Dad leaned back against the seat and cocked his hat to the side of his head. Mother would snuggle up against it as if she were cold. I remember her turning around once between songs and saying, "Right now is the happiest time in the world."
Maybe it was.
Maybe that's the time in a family, when you're all together, before anything's happened to any one of you.
Right now is the happiest time in the world. Remember when she said it again?
Dad, with his bad heart, leaving to lecture at the World Management Conference in Europe, he was about to go when Wilson's assembly called. We all came running. It was the last time we were all together. Dad was trying to hug us all, and Mother said it.
When I think of Dad, I don't think of that. I think of him color chucking our fingers and the typewriter keys, so that even the babies were learning the touch system. Or taking movies of us, washing dishes, so we can analyze them to eliminate waste motions.
Painting diagrams on the wall to show the solar system, or the difference between meters and yards. Tapping out messages in Morse code, telling those who understood where candy was hidden.
And how he hated distractions. Remember how he used to shout at those 2 noisy canaries?
The ones he named "Shut Up" and the other "You heard me."
But the way I remember Dad best is he come bounding up the front steps with his arms full, he'd burst into the tracks by the way. He'd come roaring into the living room, take out his stopwatch, and whistle a cycle call. That would come running. Whistle.
I wasn't sure.
Come on, we're late.
14 seconds.
That's pretty good.
Only 8 seconds off the record.
Where's your mother?
Upstairs with babies.
You know, I had so many children because I thought that anything your mother and I teamed up on was certain to be a success. Now I'm not so sure. Let me see your fingernails.
What, Daddy?
Fingernails. Not too clean. Looks like you've been biting them. Need trimming. Need trimming. Jackie, look at those nails. What do you think of them? What you need is a jackknife to clean those nails. Heck, all of you boys need a jackknife.
Gosh, Dad!
And I have some little manicure sets for the girls.
Gee, a real stag handle.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks. Look at mine.
Sure.
What a beauty.
Wow.
Oh, the saints. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to inspect your nails again. Where can I put these?
What's in those boxes? Is it something for us in those boxes?
What, these boxes?
Come on, tell us.
Well, it's something special, something educational and interesting, but a lot of fun too. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. Or maybe the next day.
Daddy, please?
Next week sometime.
Tell us now.
You're going to anyway.
You know you are.
since you insist. These are 2 Victrolas and some records.
But we have a Victrola.
Yeah, downstairs.
Well,
These are for the upstairs bathrooms. One for the boys' bathroom and one for the girls' bathroom.
The bathrooms.
I've been thinking about all the time you waste in the bathrooms. At first I thought it was unavoidable delay.
here he goes.
And then I thought of these Victrolas. Now you're gonna play these every morning while brushing teeth, washing faces.
Why?
Does there have to be a why for everything?
There doesn't have to be, but with you there always is.
When you start talking about Victrolas, dance music isn't the first thing that pops into our minds.
Well, I admit it's not dance music.
We might start thinking of dancing.
What kind of records?
Well, they're very entertaining and educational. They're language lessons, French and German. You don't have to listen to them consciously. You just play them and finally they'll make an impression.
Not every morning in the bathroom.
I spent $160 for this equipment.
Well, Dad, it's not even unwrapped. Maybe you could get your money back,
I
Dad.
don't want my money back. And you'll play this Victrolas from the minute you get up until you come down for breakfast. Or I'll know the reason why.
One reason, it's impossible to change a record while you're in the bathtub.
A person could be in and out of the tub at the time it takes to play a record. That's why you're taught motion study.
But you didn't teach anything about taking a bath.
Aha.
Oh.
I will now demonstrate how to take a bath without wasted motions. Without dabbing here and there and taking an hour. Dan, Fred, bring that rug over to the chair. We'll pretend that's a bathtub.
You mean right now?
I mean at once. Put it there. Alright. Ooh, I'm in the bathtub. A little more hot water, Jackie.
Yes, Daddy.
Ooh, that's fine. Alright, in my right hand I have a cake of soda. I want you to pay attention to this one simple continuous motion. From the top of the left shoulder, down the left arm, back under the left arm, and down the left side. You got it? Shift south, same motion, other side.
Don't forget the back of your neck.
Hello, boss. I didn't forget a thing.
Glad you're home early. What's all the racket?
Fingernail inspection.
Oh, how about yours? Biting them again.
I see yours. Now, I've told you not to do the dishes yourself.
There's already too much for the cook to do.
I'll take care of that. It's just simply a matter of saving motions. Dishes, bathing, it's all the same thing. Now, to continue, I want you to pay special attention to your feet and the back of your neck, and you'll be out of that tub before you can say bonjour. All right, pick up the rug, put it back on the chair, and take the Victrolas upstairs. Okay, boss, I'll go talk to the cook.
We'll both talk to her.
Grab on! Which goes in which bathroom? Well, we don't give the girls French.
I much prefer French.
Double.
Is y'all both French or German? I think it's Spanish.
Dad has a system for everything.
Even conjugating French and German verbs in the bathtub.
If only he'd think of a system for interesting a couple of boys I know at school.
In what?
In me!
A person has to think of some things for herself. I did.
What do you mean?
I'm going to have it out with him.
Have what out?
Somebody has to, and I'm the oldest.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to stop dressing like a freak. Aren't you tired of all the boys thinking you're a freak?
Yes, but there's
Dad,
no...
I don't care what Dad says.
He might hear you.
He's going to anyway. Cotton stockings? No wonder we never get asked anywhere. No boy would dare be seen with us. From the way it looks, I'll be the only person to go through Montclair High without being asked to a dance. Whenever the phone rings, it's just some girl.
A boy called yesterday. He wanted my notes on the Second Punic War.
You'd think it would impress fellows. I mean, knowing things like the touch system and Morse code.
But it doesn't matter at all.
I had to do something. I bought some things. Some up-to-date things like other girls wear. And they look absolutely snaky.
Be careful. He might walk in at any minute.
Let him. I'm not a sneak.
What'd you get?
Some short underthings and Silk stockings. Silk stockings?
But when Dad sees
They're
them,
right here in this box. And I'm going to wear them. And I'm going to be asked to dances. And lots of boys are going to want to dance with me. And I'll be a really popular girl.
And if Dad lets you wear them, he'll have to let me wear them too.
and me,
And we'll all be going to dances and having dates.
we could talk over our different boyfriends and compare notes and golly,
Silk stockings.
And it's Dad.
hide it quick.
More efficiency, that's all I hear.
If you just apply motion study,
Motion study is fine, as long as it's somebody else's motions you're studying.
You better get along with dinner, Mrs. Fitzgerald. My husband told you and you take care of it.
Lincoln freed the slaves. All but one. All but one.
we'll handle it just like we did in the factory.
It's not exactly the
That's
same.
exactly. And what works in the factory?
Yes, dear.
12 seconds. Now, I have a wonderful surprise for you. We're going to try a wonderful new idea.
Tell us. What is it? Is it fun, Daddy?
We're going to set up a family council. Your mother's not going to be running the household anymore. I'm not going to run it either.
Then who?
You.
Me.
Well, all of us, through a democratic family council. We're going to have a family democracy. Everybody votes. You'll be making decisions for yourselves. You'll be handling all the problems that come up.
Gosh, Dad, we will?
You bet we will. You know how you get factories to set up joint employer-employee boards to make assignments on the basis of personal aptitudes?
Yes, but what kind of assignments, Dad?
Every sort of assignment. This, that, even work assignments.
Oh, Dad.
Now you're going to love this. And it's a great step forward. You'll see. The Gilbreth Family Council is going into session right now. Come on, arrange yourselves. Frank, get a chair for your mother. And we'll get right to the business at hand.
Just like in a factory.
I now call this meeting to order, and that means quiet. Now you'll notice that I'm installed here as your chairman. I assume there are no objections. Chair here, no objections.
Mr. Chairman,
Out of order.
hearing that this is going to be a democratic council, I think the chairman should represent the common people.
Very much out of order. The chair has the floor.
But you said you heard no objections and I want to object.
When I say out of order, it means you're out of order. Now sit down. The first job of this council is to apportion the necessary work about the House. Does the chair hear any suggestions? Come, fellow members. How do you want to divide the work?
I don't think they want to divide the work or otherwise be associated with it in any way, shape, or form.
In a democracy, everybody speaks. So start speaking. Dan, the chair recognizes you. What do you think about it? I'm warning you. Speak.
I think Tom and Mrs. Fitzgerald should do all the work. They
No
get
longer
paid for
recognize.
it.
Sit down. Bill, I recognize you.
Well, I think Tom and Miss Fitzgerald have enough to do. So I think we should hire more people to help the work.
That's a great idea.
You're out of order too. Sit down. Well, boss? What now?
Of course, we could hire more help, but if we did that, we'd have to save somewhere else. So if we cut out all allowances, moving pictures.
No, wait a minute.
Do I hear a motion to that effect? Who wants to cut out allowances? Moving pictures.
Seriously, we're all going to have to help.
I move the boys cut the grass and rake the leaves.
And I move the girls sweep, dust, and do supper dishes.
And everyone makes his own bed,
Except the chairman.
except the chairman.
I second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Now, since there's no other
Mr.
business,
Chairman, I understand that the purchase of a new rug is intended.
Yes, it is.
Can the budget afford such a rug?
I don't know. Sounds like they have a good point there, boss.
I plan to spend $100.
I move no more than $95 be spent.
I second that motion too. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm afraid you lose on that one, boss. Now, if there's no further
Mr.
business...
Chairman, I move we spend the $5 we just saved to buy a new puppy.
Wait a minute.
Second the motion.
Out of order, very much out of order.
A dog would be a pet. Everyone can pet him and I would be his master.
A dog will sleep at the foot of my bed, and then wash him when he gets dirty.
A dog would be an accursed nuisance. He'd be our master. And nobody's going to wash his filthy, flea-bitten hide, and positively he'd sleep on the foot of my bed.
Let's vote.
No, any pet that doesn't lay eggs is an extravagance. This meeting is adjourned. This council is adjourned. That's all.
All those in favor?
No!
I'm afraid you lose on that one, boss.
I think this council's a very good idea.
There's lots of things we should take up.
Well, the next thing I know, you'll be wanting ponies and roadsters and trips to Hawaii and silk stockings.
Mr. Chairman,
What is it?
there is still further business I wish to place before the council.
And it's important.
I'll show you. I'm not hiding anything. I want the entire family to see.
Should I bring the babies down?
Be serious.
Or what is it?
To begin with, these underthings. These teddies, I'm going to wear them.
You will not. You'll put them back in the box. I'm embarrassed just to look at them.
I bought them with my own money.
And you'll take them right back to the store.
But there's only one other girl in school besides us who doesn't wear teddies. And if you don't believe us, come to school and see for
That
yourself.
won't be necessary.
I'm glad there's at least one other sensible girl in school besides you.
She doesn't even wear a teddy. And if you don't believe us,
It still won't be necessary.
They're getting boy crazy, Dad.
Well, that is all they talk about. You should see them eyeing the boys in the hall at school or in the lunchroom.
Little snake, shame on you.
You might as well know. It isn't just teddies. I bought silk stockings.
No.
Oh, Anne, you didn't.
You might just as well go bare-legged as wear these. You can see right through them. It's like the last of the 7 veils.
Now you know.
And do you realize what might happen if you go around showing your legs through silk stockings?
What?
Shh, never you mind.
but that's the way everybody dresses today.
Boys don't notice when everyone dresses that way.
Don't tell me about boys. I know perfectly well what boys notice.
You don't want us to be wallflowers.
I'd rather raise wallflowers than clinging vines.
I'm going to wear these. I'm not going to be a wallflower anymore.
And I'm going to buy silk stockings too.
And me.
Yeah, you won't get out of this house with them.
Don't you see, Dad? I haven't been asked to the drugstore for a plain, ordinary vanilla soda.
Well, if it's vanilla sodas you want.
Dad.
And as for boys, they're not going to get serious about the type of girl who wears silk stockings. They just run around with them.
If you ask me, it's a dead giveaway to be so suspicious. It
No
denotes a
one
misspent youth.
asked you. Now, Ann, listen to me. When a man picks a wife, he wants somebody he can respect.
They certainly respect me. I'm the most respected girl in the whole school. They respect me so much they hardly look at me.
Now, come back here. I don't want you wasting a lot of time with boys. And look how much fun we have right here at home with our project.
You don't understand. You don't understand at all. I wish your job was selling shoes and you only had 1 or 2 children, and that neither of them was me.
We should start cleaning the yard. Come on.
Let's give a hand in the kitchen.
Okay.
Good girl.
I'll straighten up a little here.
Boss, what is it I don't understand?
You don't understand high school girls.
Do you remember when we first decided to have 12 children? Do you remember what I suggested to you?
You suggested we have all boys.
I don't want to blame you, boss, but you should have listened to my suggestion. High school girls. By jingo, there's only one way to handle this.
Just like in a factory.
Hey,
What, Frank?
why doesn't Dad want you girls wearing silk stockings? and going on dates and such.
I don't know why.
But he has to have a reason. He wouldn't say no without a reason.
No, he wouldn't.
But what could the reason be? Do you remember that one time? I think it was after Dan bought that $5 dog. About 2 weeks after Anne first showed Dad those silk stockings.
I remember the battle over those stockings.
No, but a little after that, Dr. Burton came over, and him and Dad had that long conference upstairs. They came down together, and Dad was joking.
And we didn't think anything about it. We didn't even have suspicion.
That's the time.
Gosh, Frank, they were so cheerful. When a man with a dozen children gets told his heart from the wind, what's he going to do?
But that's what I'm getting at. Maybe that's why. That's why I didn't want you girls thinking about boys and movies and soda all the time.
It wouldn't contribute to skipping grades at school.
But don't you see, the further along we were in school, the more we knew about everything, and the easier it would be later on.
Of course.
We'd be better able to take care of ourselves. It would be less of a load on Mother.
You can't blame him for not wanting us to waste time on dates and things like that, but we didn't know.
Well, and he didn't know either. I mean, like Mother said about high school girls.
I guess boys and things. Dad must have figured it was a shocking waste of time.
The way I remember, the first boy to call called on the same night Dad had that big conference with Dr. Burke.
I think Dad and the doctor went upstairs that night after dinner.
And you and I were sitting over there playing checkers.
And I was wishing the phone would ring, and it would be some fullback who's dying to meet me. I didn't pay much attention to the checkers, or even to Dad.
Somehow you should realize right then. I mean, what the doctor was saying, you should understand at the time.
At the time, it seemed so casual. It just passed like any other conversation, like any ordinary conversation might pass.
You were sitting there, I was sitting over here.
And we didn't think anything about it. I guess I was just daydreaming.
Hey, Erin, your move.
What?
Your move. Sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. I suppose you feel proud of yourself?
Another game.
Quacks. You're all quacks.
I hear it so much, there must be something to it.
You know, the Gilbreths are rugged pioneer stock. We don't have time for nonsense like being sick.
What about the Gilbreth measles epidemic last spring?
Why, I think even pioneers got the measles.
It's possible.
Why, you all fake. And now you're trying to tell me not to take out any 3-year magazine subscriptions.
Absolute waste of money.
How about a 1-year subscription?
I'd still save my money. If I were you, I'd ask about short-term subscriptions. Maybe 6 months.
Well, that's a mighty short-term subscription.
A man with your responsibilities doesn't want to waste his money.
Mr. Bones, I don't believe a word you say. I feel too good. And besides, too busy.
Fine. Then I won't have to worry about it. We'll see you next week.
You bet you will.
What magazine are you subscribing for, Dad?
Never you mind. What's all this?
We already finished our homework.
Well, that's fine, but you don't have to stop there. You know, if you always do more, pretty soon you'll be skipping grades.
I just skipped a grade last year.
Well, start thinking about next year. I don't want you held back by a school system geared for the children of average parents. And then that'll be a topic of discussion at tonight's meeting. Silk stockings.
I've been wearing them at school, and you might as well know it.
Next thing I know, you'll be wanting to paint yourself.
Everybody uses makeup nowadays.
They don't call it painting.
I don't care what you call it. I don't want any painted women in this house.
What you want is a house full of old maids.
No, what I want is for you to get ahead with things that matter, without needing me to hound you all the time.
And the topic for tonight's family council is skipping grades at school.
Yes, by jingo, and better organization around here.
We voted all topics be of general interest.
Better organization is always of general interest.
Dad's so smart. Why doesn't he understand?
You poor thing.
Your move. Sure.
Of course I'm sure.
Another game?
No.
Get him out of here!
Of
Dad's bed again.
He's always on Dad's bed. He's crazy about Dad.
Yeah, in the back window, across the coal bin, up the back stairs, and plop. Dad's bed.
He was right about the dog. Now he'll think he's right about everything.
Clothes, makeup, and everything.
They're still hoping boys will go mad over them. Over them.
What's so ridiculous about that?
Nothing. Only
what?
If you've anything to say,
well, I just don't think you'd have that sort of effect on anybody. Well, and we've known you all your lives. But of course, some boy that didn't know you so well.
Thanks for the compliment.
Well, I think you're very good at swimming, and you at
we
tennis.
don't care for your opinion.
Other boys don't feel like that about us.
Do they?
I've never even heard the subject mentioned. If you want an honest, frank answer.
We don't.
All those silk stockings, what good did they do?
Someday you're going to be surprised. Someday that phone is going to ring and it'll be.
Somebody for Dad.
It'll be.
Hello? You want to talk to who? You're absolutely certain. You haven't confused her with somebody else.
Who's it for?
You don't mean Ann Gilbreth.
Oh,
With the freckles? Oh, gee, you're still there? Oh, don't hang up. Oh, gee.
What are you saying?
Imagine, Ann, a boy calling for you. Isn't that wonderful? Hurry before he hangs up. Imagine, for you.
You snake in the grass. Hello. Yes, this is Ann Gilbreth. Who? Oh, nice of you to call.
Go ahead, talk to him.
say something.
Can't.
I'll take care of them.
They were only kidding.
I'll fracture your skull.
Hey, Frank, she means it! You bet I mean it!
No, there's nothing better. Yes, it's a good time to call yes. Where have I been all your life? Well, mostly I've been right here.
Take him along.
Of course I'd be glad to have a soda with you. You mean now? At night?
What about Dad?
You're coming right over?
You don't have permission.
That'll be fine. Give a little toot on your horn when you get here. Be seeing you.
Who is it?
Joe Scales.
Golly, the cheerleader. And a car, too.
He's a little undersized.
So what if he is? You can't expect to start with the captain of the football team. But maybe if other people start taking us out, then, well, maybe other people will. Maybe.
He's got the best car at school. You should hear it backfire.
When do you tell Dad?
Sooner or later, he's got to realize.
Don't you think it's better if he realizes a little at a time?
I don't know when I'll get another chance. I bet there'll be a lot of people down at the drugstore. I bet there'll be almost everybody.
If Dad lets you go.
You might have a project.
Don't you see? This is the start. Boys notice girls that other boys notice. And pretty soon you'll be getting popular. And then you'll meet somebody you really want to meet.
And if Dad lets you go, he can't be so strict on us.
No.
That's why it's so important. It's the start of everything. That's all. Oh, Mother!
Your father will be down in a minute. He has some things that he wants the family council to take up.
Mother, there was a phone call. A boy called me.
That's nice.
I think he's a very well brought up boy.
He's the cheerleader.
He asked me to have a soda with him down at the drugstore.
When?
Tonight. He's coming right over.
Oh, I don't think tonight would be a very good night for it. I think some other night would be better.
If I break the first date I ever had, there won't be any other nights.
Please, Mother.
Say something to Dad.
I just wish there was some other
But
time.
when?
I suppose you have to start sometime, though.
I already told him yes.
Maybe we can bring it up at the end of the council, if you'll be especially cooperative. I hope this boy is the quiet, reassuring type.
Oh, he is.
He's small too, only that high.
Well, that's reassuring.
Now we'll see whose skull gets fractured.
Hello, put down that umbrella.
Frank, get a chair for your mother.
I was trying to explain things to the dog.
We made a new bed from under the porch. He's sure to stay there.
All right, Jingo, he'd better. Now, I'm calling this meeting to order. If there are any topics of general interest you'd like to bring up, hearing none,
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to go into the topic of roller skates.
not of general interest.
I'm interested.
Sit down.
The trouble is you always decide what's of general interest and none of us have a chance. I don't think that's very democratic.
That's nonsense. I'm always in favor of a family discussion of general interest topics before getting into the business of the meeting. And I don't ever recall being unreasonable as to subject matter.
I might sometime be seeing a boy in my history class.
He's the cheerleader.
Not of general interest.
He is. We're all very interested.
Not me, I'm bored stiff. Now, if Anna said she might sometimes see a two-headed boy, that would be of general interest.
I'd be very interested in a two-headed boy.
Now, I have a really first-rate topic. I want to teach you a new method of multiplication, which is bound to make a wonderful impression on your math teachers. And that, remember, is the type of thing that adds up to skipping grades in school.
Is that of general interest, Daddy?
That, son, is of the utmost general interest. But before I get into mathematics, I have an announcement to make. I have been invited to speak at the World Management Conference in London. And despite the opposition of a few warriors, I intend to go. But by Jingo, I'm going to leave this family in smooth running condition, without a heavy load for your mother.
They're not such a load.
We're going to organize a purchasing committee to buy food, clothing, and equipment. And then I want you to elect a utilities officer to levy 5-cent fines on wasters of water and electricity. A projects committee will make sure that all the work is completed on time. Your mother has enough to do as it is.
Well, I'll help, of course, Dad. And since that's settled, I move we adjourn.
We need more systems. I'm going to install work charts in all the bathrooms that you'll initial every day after completing bathing, brushing teeth, doing homework, and so forth. And then all your mother has to do is glance at the charts.
I think we're all in favor, Dad. And I think we ought to adjourn.
It's getting late.
I want this family to be the most efficient in the world. And then you'll have more time for your studies. The most important thing is your schoolwork, your education.
Couldn't we go into this tomorrow? We're all doing fine in our
I
studies.
want you doing better. I want you skipping grades now and again. I don't want anything to interfere with your studies.
Mr. Chairman, please, I move we adjourn.
I second the motion.
Your main job right now is to get ahead in school as fast as you can. And anything that detracts from that, as I was saying, your schoolwork. Annie! Hey! Annie! Are you in any way responsible for that noise?
I'm responsible.
Great Caesar's ghost. What's that written on the side of that jalopy? Jump in, sardine, this is your tin?
There's more on the other side.
He asked Anne if she could go and have a soda with him, and I think it might be all right.
I've already done all my homework.
And what about the mathematics project?
Oh, couldn't I get it from Ernestine later? I promise I'll do it as soon as I get home. I just...
Can you go out there and tell him to stop banging around and making noise with that car?
Joe, park the car and come in. Oh, Dad, please, just...
Now, Frank, I won't have you embarrass Anne.
Well, what do you want me to do? Go sit in the kitchen?
We're going to have a talk before you say anything to that boy. He may be very nice.
He's the cheerleader.
Oh, that settles it.
Now, Frank, keep an open mind.
You know, anybody would think that boyfriends are more important than mathematics project.
Now what? Smile.
Hey, the gang's all here! So, Ann, what's the matter? Didn't you hear me honk my horn?
We heard you.
Some horn, hey?
My brothers and sisters.
The babies are upstairs.
Some family.
You're the first cheerleader we ever saw up close. Gee.
How do you like my tie? It's a William Tell tie. You pull the bow and hits the apple. See? It's a William Tell tie. You pull the bow and hits the apple. Same tie, eh? Say it's getting late. Better shove off.
I think maybe my dad wants to meet you first.
I think maybe he will.
But the gang's all down there. We ought to get going.
Have you got time to show us how you lead a cheer?
Yes.
No, no.
Yeah, show us a cheer. I'd like to see that.
Sure thing.
Not now. Are you crazy?
I'll show you one cheer. Then we'll get going, okay? Okay.
No, please
What
don't.
are you worried about? Come on and follow me. I want a hoorah, Ray and a tiger from Montclair High. Hoorah, Ray and a tiger. Are you ready? Ho! Rah! Ray! Oh.
Now, Frank,
Dad, I'd like you to meet Mr. Joe Scales.
How do you do, young man?
Hi, Bob.
remember now.
Dad, Joe asked me to have a soda with him. He says the gang's all down at the drugstore.
And what about our project?
I'd like to go, Dad.
Well, I'm always reasonable. Soda shouldn't take too long.
I can go?
Sure, honey.
Oh, Dad!
Let's see now. I can take time out for 15 minutes, maybe 20.
Time for what?
Well, to chaperone you, of course.
A chaperone with me.
You don't think I'd let Ann outside this house alone with you, do you?
What's wrong with me?
That would take more than 15 minutes to answer that one.
I can't walk into the drugstore in front of everybody, followed by someone's father.
And what's wrong with me?
Now, young man, that's what they call a rhetorical question.
I don't care if it is. I'm not going to be chaperoned in any drugstore.
Joe, please.
Don't you trust your own flesh and blood?
Of course he does.
Certainly I trust Ann. I trust all my children. It's cheerleaders I don't trust.
All right, that's the way you feel? Fine, I'll get someone else.
A judicious decision.
Just a minute, Joe.
I must have been crazy.
Some date, hey?
Wait till I tell all the guys at the drugstore what happens when you dated Gilbreth.
I'm not gonna tell everybody.
It isn't Anne's fault.
Wait till they hear. You'll never get another date like me.
Well, hooray and a tiger for us.
What?
Dad! Joe, wait till I talk to you. I can't see what the harm would have been to have one soda. I'll tell everybody. I'm so embarrassed.
Cheerleaders. Absolute waste of time. Now, let's just do a little on the mathematics project, and then I'm going to take you all to the movies. We'll buy a lot of candy and popcorn, and we'll have a wonderful time.
Nobody in this family understands me. I wish I were dead.
What a thing to wish for. All right, enough wasted time. Now, I want to teach you how to multiply two-digit numbers in your head. First example is 46 times 47. First, you find the difference between 46 and 25. And then you deduct 46 from 50, which leaves 4. You square the 4, gives you 16.
They must have shut the window.
Remember when the neighborhood patrollers used to play that?
And clap hands, here comes Charlie. Stumbling, me and my boyfriend.
You gotta see Mama every night, you can't see Mama at all.
Those tunes make me think of that cheerleader back at Montclair High. I can't recollect his name.
Joe Scales. Some chic, eh?
Flaming Youth had really caught fire, except at our house.
At our house, there was Dad.
And he acted as though our generation was riding straight for the devil.
In a stripped-down Model T suitably inscribed with, "Chicken, here's your roost. 4 wheels, no brakes. Tin you love to touch."
Those old jalopies were just as good as our own car.
Remember riding along with Dad into Pierce Arrow? Someone would call out, "I see 12 kids." Dad would bellow back, "Oh, these aren't much. You want to see the ones that left back at home." Once somebody shouted, "What are you doing in that old ark?" And Dad bellowed back, "Well, I'm collecting animals like the good Lord told me. All I need is a jackass. Hop in."
The most embarrassing part was when we'd come to a toll bridge and Dad would play his favorite game, He'd guess the nationality of the collector. Then, hey, do my Irishmen come cheaper by the dozen?
Irishmanism. Sure, it wasn't meant for a family such as that to pay a toll.
Sometimes it was the Dutch collector.
What a fine law to help the Dutchman drive through on the house.
Even up for a drive, Dad couldn't stop teaching. I mean, if we passed a factory, he'd explain how they used the plumb line to get the chimney straight.
Because he was in a hurry for us. All the systems, projects, and committees. Weren't you terrible as head of the purchasing committee?
The purchasing committee got wholesale rates from underwear to baseballs. And look at the savings on canned food when we ordered direct by the truckload.
Yes, but 96 jars of peanut butter.
Everybody likes a lot of peanut butter.
Not me. Well, at least not anymore.
The committees were a wonderful idea. They eliminated waste motion and made things easier on Mother.
You didn't talk like that back then. Back then, all you thought about were boys and dates.
Because a boy hardly dared call at our house. That little cheerleader did everything but nail a quarantine sign on our door.
I remember Anne burning up. I believe Europe can only be described as hell on earth.
And Dad picked that particular time to serve up the efficiency program.
He didn't exactly pick that time.
Oh, I didn't.
Sure, none of us knew. Sometimes it seemed like he was extra impatient.
Like the time the lady psychologist came to give us those examinations.
We didn't know about those exams. We didn't know they might mean Anne could graduate ahead of her class.
Dad's master plan. He was so anxious for Anne to graduate early so she could be free to help Mother.
Didn't Anne go to a movie with some boy that afternoon?
She didn't know the exams meant anything. She didn't know Dad had been talking to people at school about graduating her early.
She missed dinner completely, and most of the tests. Dad was wild.
He kept checking his watch every few minutes. The psychology teacher told him he'd be roaring like a lion.
You and I finished the exam early, and so had some of the others. I guess they've gone upstairs.
Frank, that music. How does it come from the other street? That's upstairs. That's one of our Victrolas.
The one in the girls' bathroom.
Oh, the boys.
Of all the dumb.
Dad's mad as it is.
Boiling, better switch them off.
Poor Dad.
Quiet! Shut up that noise! I said quiet! You two! Who's playing those?
I don't know.
Anne didn't come in?
The boys' bathroom.
The girls!
No use trying to get around me that way. Turn them off and come down here. Turn them off! You know, they're gonna, psychology teacher's gonna think that I told them to play those language records. She'll think I'm trying to impress her.
Well, aren't you?
How did you do with a trick examination?
Practically perfect.
Me too.
Didn't take you very long to finish, you and whoever turned on those records.
Guten Abend. Bonsoir, mon père.
Now, if you two would spend half as much time improving your mind as you do memorizing those stupid records, you'd be able to recite the Quran, forwards and backwards.
Ich bin durstig. Die Milch ist gut, das Wasser ist kalt.
Frere,
Was ein Apfel haben. Ich weiß nicht, was soll es bedeuten, dass ich so traurig bin. American Assaulted Society, das kommt mir nicht aus dem Sinn.
No. Let's wind up the Victrolas. Play some more of that jazz. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What's that record? I love my sweetie till forever and a day.
You made it up. As far as I'm concerned, that's not a record.
Well, maybe not, but take my word for it. It's way above average.
We bought those records with our own money. Anne, Ern, and me.
Yeah.
Who wants to recite the Quran backwards?
And what about those report cards you brought home this afternoon?
What's so wrong with the B average?
Last year you got straight A's.
Last year I skipped a grade. It takes a while to catch up.
Well, just the same. These afternoons in drugstores with boys, drinking sodas, listening to jazz. I told you it wouldn't be any good for your marks, so this proves I'm right.
We hardly spend any time with boys.
Ha!
We don't have what some people call a normal social life. Some people have dates on school nights.
Yeah. And it's practically dark now. It's a school night. And where's your sister Anne?
We told you 10 times.
She went to a movie with the boys.
All afternoon? She's missing dinner, she's missing the examination. She knows she should be here.
Bill went with her.
She remembered your rule, a brother on every date.
And she's making him miss the test too. Now why couldn't she bring that boy around to the house instead of going off like that?
Why?
Yes, why?
Because of the way you scared Joe Scales. He's got the rest of the boys afraid to go. Even that friend of mine.
Well, the motorcycle guy? The one that comes around here with that noise machine buzzing the house at all hours?
He's trying to work up the nerve to come in.
What's he afraid of?
You?
Well, me? Why would any boy be afraid of me?
I think it's Matt.
Well, you run out there and tell him right now that your father's going away to a conference in Europe soon. He won't have to work on his courage much longer.
She already told him.
He's stopping. Maybe he'll come in. What's going on?
Joe Scales' car is much louder.
I hear motorcycle man.
He's still working on his nerve.
Is Ann back yet?
No, for all I know, she's eloped.
She went to a movie.
Mrs. Gilbert, why isn't no help in the kitchen?
Oh, with all these examinations, things are upset.
Come on, hop to it.
Mart, you better see to the babies.
I'm not supposed to wash dishes.
What about Dan and Jackie and Lillian too?
They're finishing the exam.
Now I know why they're taking so long.
I thought they were screaming at dinner
Who?
with the woman examiner.
Miss Brill.
She came in late and was trying to catch up. Jackie tried to be helpful, and he says, no need to gobble your grapefruit like a pig. If we finish before you, we'll wait till you're through.
They made a bad impression.
And Lillian.
Oh, she thinks family rules apply to guests.
I'm sorry, but I can't pass you your dessert until you finish your lima beans.
And it didn't help when Jackie asked if what Miss Brill was saying was of general interest.
As a matter of fact, I don't think they care for Miss Brill. And I don't either. I don't think she's being fair.
And of all the fine teachers here, we have to get stuck with that one.
She asks all sorts of slanted questions, and I don't think she's marking the papers fairly.
Yeah, and she's blocking my
Research projects.
too. Yeah.
Oh, does this have anything to do with all those trips you've made to the school?
Well, with Anne's record, there's no reason why she should be marking time with her class. She should be graduating at the end of this semester.
Oh, that's going awfully fast. She just skipped a grade last year.
You know, when she graduates, she won't have any schoolwork to worry about. And with me away, you could use a little help.
But Anne doesn't know that this test has any bearing on when she'll graduate.
Well, I've come to an agreement with the superintendent. He's writing a paper on the effects of education in the home, and naturally, he came to the right source for that.
Naturally.
So I told him Miss Brill can snoop around here all she wants, but in return, I want something from him.
He's going to give Anne her diploma?
Well, if her marks are good, by jingo, they better be. I don't know what's the matter with that girl.
I presume you're talking about your daughter, Anne.
There is nothing the matter with any of our children.
As you will find out when you grade Anne's paper.
And when will that be?
She'll be here, don't worry, and she's the youngest girl in her class and always gets A's.
Well, where did she go?
She went to the movie.
These examinations are a little more important. They're for the superintendent.
I know who they're for, and they're important to me too.
The superintendent directed me to give these exams. That doesn't mean I approve of anyone graduating ahead of her class, and, well, if she doesn't show up, that's perfectly all right with me.
She'll be here any minute.
What have you learned so far about the others?
Well, the results aren't conclusive.
What's inconclusive about them? Have you ever graded about a set of papers?
I have to interpret the results.
Interpret?
Yes.
Jeez, you interpret this.
What's that?
You'll see.
Now what?
I finished the test already.
Like what? What?
10 seconds.
Wow.
That doesn't count. Bill and your older sister are not here.
Oh.
Now, Frank. 46 times 46.
2116.
Dan. 19 times 17.
323.
Martha. 52 times 52.
2704.
Good girl.
You've coached them.
I taught them. Do you know what the capital of Columbia is?
Well,
Do you know what the population of Des Moines was at the last census? Oh, sure you do. And so does Dan here, and so does Lillian. And so does baby Jane upstairs. I'd bring her down, except it's time for a bottle.
now you're being ridiculous.
What's 16 times 16?
Well, I really.
256.
There. 17 times 17.
289.
Good boy, Jackie. Boss, I think we ought to keep that boy.
Are there some questions you'd like to ask?
To help you interpret?
I have all I need on these proper examinations.
Okay, no questions. Dismissed. Get on with things. Snap about it.
Tell Mrs. Fitzgerald to keep some dinner warm.
Sure.
You know, there's no harm in home studies, but really, you shouldn't try to do so much with them.
Why?
Why, if everyone went in for irregular education like this, there wouldn't be a system. It'd be chaos.
Well, I suggest that you perhaps mark those papers and see how much chaos you find.
You can use the dining room table.
Thank you.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to look over your shoulder.
I do mind.
Oh, goat.
You should go up and lie down for a little. Dr. Burton said that you should lie down for a little after dinner.
He's an old goat, too.
A little rest won't hurt you.
Get him out of here!
Won't you ever learn? Why was Dad's bed? And why not my bed? Or Dan's bed? Or Fred's bed? Or Martha's bed? Or Ann's bed? Or Bill's bed? Or Lily's bed? Why always Dad's bed? He just attracts dogs.
Come on, Larry. Just my house.
I'm starved.
Well, go eat.
Don't worry, and don't think I didn't notice.
Notice what?
Well, you remember that silly part in that movie? The part all about love? Well, I saw you two hold hands.
That's a lie.
If anything like that happened for maybe 10 seconds, it was just because of the movie and entirely involuntary.
It was?
It was just that kind of a movie.
Oh.
See?
Having you along is simply unendurable.
Oh, and I suppose you think it's durable to me. I'm starving to death.
Kid brothers.
In case you don't already know, I've got 6 of them. 6 berserk kid brothers.
I already know.
Thank heavens.
Say, I bet you're getting hungry.
Hungry?
I made you miss dinner.
Oh, I miss dinner all the time. I hate dinner. In fact, if there's one thing on earth I don't mind missing, it's dinner.
I don't seem to be very hungry either.
You're not?
Of course, I ate an awful lot of popcorn.
And gumdrops.
Of course, that's never interfered with my appetite before. Say, you want to go to a dance?
I mean, I could probably fit it in, depending on when the dance is.
Tonight, a bunch of the seniors.
It just so happens. Tonight I'm free.
Swell, I'll change and be back for you in half an hour. I'm glad your dad isn't old-fashioned about letting you go out on school nights.
School night? Wait, Larry. There's someone I have to check with first.
Some other boy?
Well, he's male.
I didn't think you were the kind of girl who stalls a fellow while she sees if she can get a better date.
I'm not. It's not that at all, really, Larry. I'd love to go with you. It's just, I've got a short examination to do first, and well, like I told you.
Honestly?
Honestly. But I'd rather go to the dance with you than with anybody.
That's different.
Again? The minute my back is turned.
Sneak up on people. You might cough or something.
Just try coughing with your mouth full of peanut butter. I have to tell Dad we're back.
Bill, Mother said not to worry Dad with unnecessary worries.
Well, who said I was gonna worry?
I hope he doesn't upset your father.
He won't. He better not.
I heard about your father.
Lots of people hear about Dad and his work.
It wasn't exactly about his work.
The way he eliminates waste motions and things like that. What did you hear?
To tell you the truth, I was almost afraid to come here.
No!
I didn't know whether to ask you for a date or not.
You haven't been listening to that little cheerleader, have you? That Joe Scales.
How'd you know?
Really, the things that boy would say about my father. Why, He'd say anything.
He would?
You'd think my dad was some kind of a monster when actually
Yes.
he's friendly and agreeable and witty and has one of the sweetest tempers and is
So
really...
she's back, is she?
And those stories are just absurd.
I'm glad to hear it.
What took her so long?
He must be calling to someone. Someone from the back of the house. When he calls to me from the back of the house, you can also hear him in the front of the house.
Yes, you can.
No reason why you shouldn't be here.
You mean that boy's down there right now? Shh. I won't shush.
Guess I'd better be going.
I suppose you had.
Guess I'd better.
About the dance. Oh, I don't suppose. I mean,
Yes?
what I mean is, will you be coming back?
By Jingo!
Will you?
I asked you to the dance, didn't I? Well, be seeing you.
Look at her.
I told you if I started dressing like other girls, everything would be alright, and I'd be popular.
Popular. Missing dinner, skipping tests. And by Jingo, you've been painting yourself.
I have not.
I can see the paint. And you're wearing perfume, too.
Frank, she hasn't even had her dinner yet.
That's her fault. Perfume.
Just one, Dad, and why not? It's not painting or makeup or anything like that, and it smells so good.
Why not? Because it stinks up good fresh air, that's why not. You wash it off.
Oh, Dad.
Do you know what men think when they smell perfume on a woman?
I only know what one man thinks, and he thinks I should wash it off.
Thinks nothing. You get in there and take that examination.
She's going to eat something first.
Me too. I don't want to eat. I want to get that examination out of the way first. I've got something to do later.
Yeah, probably something with that boy.
Why do I have to have a brother tag along with me wherever I go? It's intolerable, really. I don't know why any boy bothers with me.
Well, I do, and even if you don't, and that's why your brother goes along with you.
Supposing I want to go to a dance. A really important dance that just so happens to fall on a school night.
We can think about that when the time comes.
Mother? Dad? Hi.
Enough of this nonsense. Staying out all this time, painting your face.
It's awful!
You, get along to the dining room and report to Miss Brill.
And
Really?
well, you handle it. Painting, and movies, and perfume. And thank heaven my other daughter's a little more sensible, not quite so.
I think it's back. Maybe this time will stop.
Quite so silly.
Hi, Anne.
Where were you? Mother, I did use one dab of perfume, but I didn't use any makeup, not any. See?
I'll explain to your father later.
It's just color.
Your color is very good tonight.
There's a reason. I want to get going on that exam.
Who'd you go with? That fullback?
Larry. Oh, Mother, I had such a wonderful afternoon.
You shouldn't have stayed gone so long. We were worried, especially your father.
Why does Dad care so much? I mean, what if I waste just one afternoon?
Your father wants everything to be ship, shape, and efficient before he goes off to Europe, and after all, there was this test.
Why did they have to send that Miss Brill?
Oh, I'm sure she's a fine teacher, dear. I'll tell her that you're here.
What's up? What's going on?
Larry asked me to a dance. He's coming right back for me.
Are you crazy? Shh. It's a school night. What are you going to tell Dad?
I don't know. I'd better get that examination out of the way first. Is it tough?
Oh, the same old IQ stuff. It's a snap. Especially for Miss IQ of Montclair High.
I wish I was Miss something else.
You're stuck with it. For once, your IQ is going to be put to some good use. I can't wait to see Miss Brill's face when she grades your paper. I bet she's dying to bear down with that red pencil. Even I didn't have much trouble with the written part. And the word association test? There's nothing to it. She just shoots 5 words at you.
Swell, I'm in an awful rush.
If I told you the 5 words, you could really pour it on her when she asks.
Well, don't.
Golly, your mouth would just drop wide open.
I better get in there.
If every time she popped a word at you, and you could pop back a whole string of associated words. But it wouldn't be right if we told Anne the words on the test.
No, it wouldn't be right, and I'd better get a move on.
It would be wrong to tell her that the first word is knife.
don't.
Or that the second word is black.
Please, no.
Foot, hair, bird.
You shouldn't have told me.
No, you certainly shouldn't have told her that the 5 words are knife, black, foot, hair, bird. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Gee, I'm sorry. And put them out of your mind. Try to forget that the 5 words are knife, black, foot, hair, bird.
Forget them? After the way you've been drumming them into my head? Good night, I'm already thinking of the answers. Why did you do a thing like that?
Aren't you ever going to get down to business?
Right now.
And I thought your mother said to see to the babies.
We were seeing to them.
Until a motorcycle passes the house.
I think motorcycles are wonderful. You can make a lot of noise with a motorcycle.
Anne's just breezing through that test.
About time she breezed at something.
I think she has a crush on a boy at school.
Boss, these are the charts that I worked out. Rotation of duties and responsibilities and record of results. I want to get all these functional before I leave.
I wish you wouldn't go. Dr. Burton says that it's
Dr.
not...
Dr. Burton, you know, you and I had better concentrate on some way to knock a little bit of sense into our 2 oldest daughters.
They're perfectly normal, or at least they want to be.
All they want to do is waste a lot of time. And time is too precious.
Is it really so important that you go to this management conference?
A conference like that gives me the chance to explain motion study to the whole world. The world could use a little efficiency. Anyway, it's awfully good for business. It costs a lot to run a household like this.
Remember the first time we talked about the family we have on our wedding day? You said we'd have a wonderful life and a wonderful family, a great big family.
I warned you. Children from basement to attic, from the floorboards to the chandeliers.
And when we go on our Sunday walk, we look like Mr. and Mrs. Pied Piper.
Mrs. Piper, shake hands with Mr. Piper. Mr. Piper, meet Mrs. Piper.
I asked you, just as an estimate, how many children? And you said, just as an estimate, many.
I remember the day we got on that train. You were trying so hard to be blasé and pretend that we'd been married for years.
And when I took my hat off, you said in that loud whisper, "Good Lord, woman, why didn't you tell me your hair was that color?" And everybody turned to leer and wink.
I shouldn't have done that.
No.
But it's just that I was so proud of you. I wanted the whole world to look at you and know that you were my wife. Anyway, these charts and committees, I think, are working out very well. The family is beginning to run itself.
You've thought of just about everything, Mr. Piper.
Thank you, Mrs. Piper. I told you Anne would be back in time.
I don't think she's taking the test seriously. Why, she's just marking answers down the page as fast as she can go.
She said something about being in a hurry.
Oh, perhaps she has something more.
What is it?
You're not supposed to leave the table until you're finished.
I'm finished.
That's impossible.
It's finished.
Are you sure you answered all the questions as well as you could?
Honestly, Dad, it was a snap.
A snap! Ha! We'll see how much of a snap it is.
Yeah, you bet we
We'll
will.
just see how much of a snap. Dear me.
What's the matter?
There doesn't seem to be anything the matter.
No wrong answers?
Not yet.
Keep marking.
I will. My goodness.
Yet?
Not yet.
Just keep marking.
I can't properly mark a paper under conditions like these.
Yet?
No, not yet.
All right, Jingo, I think we ought to tell the whole family about this. Chip off the old block.
Oh.
13 seconds. I wish to make an announcement about your eldest sister.
Dad, she hasn't even finished marking it yet.
So far as we know, your oldest sister has just completed a perfect examination.
But Mr. Gilbreth!
And the way it looks, very much as if she's going to graduate at the end of this semester.
What's this about graduating?
Mr. Gilbreth, you were instructed not to mention that.
Well, you've got her examination.
Well, what is this?
She hasn't had the word association test.
Well, give it to her.
Here? Now?
Here and now.
All right. But this is very irregular.
Are you ready for it?
Oh yes, she's ready.
I guess so.
You know how it's done. Try to answer with the word you associate. The first word. Knife.
Stab, wound, bleed, slit, throat, murder, disembowel, scream, shriek.
Good heavens! You must have an IQ higher than Nicholas Murray Butler.
I read a lot.
Next word. Black.
Velvet night, pitch tar, ebony.
My goodness. Next. Foot.
Kick shoe, walk around, stocking dance.
Next. Hair.
Hat ribbon, pigtail, shampoo, louse.
Next.
Egg sung, nestle, worm perch.
But I didn't say the word. I just said next.
It's true.
Let me see. The next word is bird. You said egg, song, nest. So that's it. You knew the next word was bird.
How could she know?
You did know, didn't you? And you knew the IQ test too, didn't you?
No, it was just those words. It was a joke, sort of.
How could you?
I see through this whole thing. You're all nasty little cheats!
Miss Frail.
I told her the word. And me.
Yes, you all cheated.
No, I was the only one.
Oh, you're the only one who got caught. Oh, I see now how you all get ahead so fast in school. Well, I'll certainly report this whole thing to the superintendent.
But I didn't know the test meant anything.
Oh, this ends that graduation talk. And I'll recommend that some of this grade skipping you've been doing be thoroughly reviewed.
Just mine, no one else's.
The lot of you.
Oh. Gosh, Dad, I couldn't help it.
What do you mean you couldn't help it?
How could everything go so wrong? I had such a wonderful afternoon at the movies with Larry. And golly, he even asked me to a dance. And then this had to happen.
And none of this would have happened if you hadn't got boys on your mind.
She's growing up, and other things are important
Yeah,
too.
like wasting time and missing dinner and paint and perfume and now cheating on examinations. I won't have this project ruined by some boyfriend. This is the end of that nonsense.
You don't realize, Dad, when you're the youngest in your class and you feel like you have to stay right up in the top bracket, sometimes you lose out on other things. Like leadership and sociability and going to a dance with a like.
Well, let me tell you, if this happens again, you won't be going anywhere at any time.
Hi, Ern. Is Ann ready yet?
Hello, Larry. I guess I can't make it.
Oh, the other date came through?
No!
That's perfectly okay. It is, after all, up to you. Well,
I don't understand why there's only time for studies and organizing things and getting more efficient.
And I don't understand. Never mind.
I guess we just don't understand each other. Look at the hand in the kitchen.
It's the only thing we could do, really.
Sure. You're right, Dad. We should finish with the dishes.
Let's get back to the babies. Dad, she'll be alright. I was painting the fence. It's still not too dark. I'll still paint.
Couldn't just let her run off to that dance. I mean, it's the question of the whole program. That's what's most important. Time is so precious.
Of course it is, Dad. I'd better locate that dumb dog.
It's the whole thing. The time is so precious.
Well, they're all gone. With them all out of the living room like this, it seems so quiet and peaceful.
Yeah, it certainly is. I hate it.
how's the show so far?
that song just in my mind, or do you hear it too?
I hear it too.
I don't know why. It makes me think of the afternoon Dad left for Europe.
The last time we were all together. Remember what Mother said? She was right.
When you're all together, it's the happiest time in the world.
She said it like she meant us to remember.
It never occurred to us Dad had any intention of dying until he was good and ready.
I think it occurred to Anne. I think something happened that afternoon. Something to make her suspect.
The way I remember, Anne spent the afternoon taking a review exam for the school board. She was so late coming home. Dad worried he might not even get to see her.
She was late because she was waiting for the examiner to grade her paper. She wanted something to tell Dad before he left.
The misunderstanding with Dad. Anne really took it to heart. She felt so awful.
I think Dad felt even worse.
You could tell. When we put on the show for him that afternoon to give him a big send-off, he laughed, acting as though he thought it was wonderful. But you could tell.
He kept watching for Anne.
It was his favorite show, too. Our imitation of him and Mother.
I still know it by heart.
You always played the role of Dad. I was Mother.
Remember. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest this afternoon is Dr. Lillian Moller Gilbreth.
Hello, Charlotte. I'm so glad you could come. Oh, Jenny, I like your new hat. Grace, you bobbed your hair. Now, I'm not going to make a speech, but I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Mrs. Gilbreth, did you really want such a large family? And if so, why?
Any other questions?
Who really wears the pants in your household?
Any other questions?
Thank you, Mrs. Gilbreth, for your enlightening answers.
Our next speaker is Frank Bunker Gilbreth. Don't be frightened now. Please, keep your seats. He promised to limit himself to 2 hours, and not to mention the one best way to do work, more than twice the same sentence.
Good afternoon. For the purposes of convenience, I've divided my talk into 30 main headings and 117 subheadings. I now commence with the first main heading.
Mr. Gilbreth, the superintendent here at this factory needs your advice at once.
We'll all be right over. Dear me, 3 seconds. Are you all reasonably sanitary? Is everybody dry? All right, then follow me.
Mr. Gilbreth, I'm the superintendent of this factory.
You call this a factory?
Christmas! Look what followed you in. Are those your children? Or is this a picnic?
They're my children, and it's no picnic.
How do you like my little Bolivians? Bolivians come cheaper by the dozen. Do you think I should keep them all?
I think you should keep them all home.
Jackie boy, take the fingers out of your mouth and explain to the superintendent what's inefficient about this here drill press.
That thing ain't drill press. Ha!
Precisely. Lillian, explain in simple language, please.
The position of the hand lever is such that there is a wasted motion both after transport loaded and transport empty. And the work plan of the operator is at a fatiguing level.
Heavens! Mr. Gilbreth, tell your children to stop climbing over my machinery.
Oh, they won't get hurt. They're all trained engineers. I've trained them myself.
Oh, look at that little Bolivian over there squatting over my buzzsaw. Oh, I can't watch him. Don't let him squat any lower.
Oh, the little rascal thinks it's a bicycle. Leave him alone. Children learn by doing.
I lose more children in factories. Now the rest of you keep away from the buzzsaw, you hear me?
Someone make a note of that, so we know how many places to set at dinner time. A good day, sir.
It's your turn now.
Do one minstrel show.
Now let's wait till Anne gets home.
But what if she doesn't get home in time?
She will.
Maybe she's having trouble with the exam.
Miss Brill probably saw to that.
Nonsense. And if Anne does have trouble, it's because they just don't know how to set a paper properly.
Aren't you going
What am I going to want?
Aren't you going to do any minstrel show for us, Dad?
Oh, your father has all sorts of last-minute things to tend to.
I've got too much on my mind, really.
We won't be seeing you for a long time.
You You always do that part in the show.
Yeah, but I really don't feel much like I could. Anne!
Hello, Dad. I didn't mean to be late.
How'd you do? Did you show that Miss Brill in her school board?
They haven't finished marking my paper yet. I tried to explain that I was in a hurry.
I know you did fine. It was just that it took so long. We were starting to worry.
Dad, it was a hard exam. I don't know how I did. But I did my best, though. My really best.
Of course you did. It was just that I didn't think you'd show up in time. All right, Mr. Bones.
Yeah, Dad!
I say there, Mr. Bones. Does you know how to get the water in the watermelon? Why, no. How does he get the water in the watermelon? Why, they plant them in the spring.
Poor Dad.
Hi, Mr. Bones. Does you know Isabel? Isabel? Why, sure. Isabel necessary on a bicycle?
Mrs. Fitzgerald says she has some ice cream and cookies for you in there.
Ice cream.
I don't know about this. You know, when it comes to ice cream, you're all right on the job. When it comes to projects, you're as slow as molasses.
Daddy! Please?
What do you say, boss?
Did you say molasses, Mr. Moore?
Oh, no.
I ain't had no molasses. Come on, chillin'.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm so glad that you finished and got home.
Oh, I'd have been home in time. Anyway, I wouldn't let anything get in the way.
Bet you made them feel foolish for insisting on that review examination.
I don't know.
Of course you did. You know, once you were able to get that foolishness out of your mind so you could do your best.
Dad, I did do my best, but I haven't gotten that foolishness out of my mind.
Oh, Anne,
Dad, she's been studying herself sick.
I can't help it.
I can't understand why you so little sense.
Dad,
I'm glad I'm not the oldest. By the time Dad gets to us, things will be taken for granted.
I don't know why Dad cares so much.
sometimes it seems like he's the strictest father in town.
Were there any calls for me or anything?
Larry.
Did he say anything? Did you say anything?
Oh, a little. I helped your cause.
How?
Well, I didn't let him think you'd just been studying all the time for an exam. That's so drab. I gave him something colorful to think about.
What?
About all your other dates.
No!
I'm not so dumb.
Anytime Motorcycle Matt calls, just keep your brilliance to yourself.
What's the matter?
Now he'll think, gosh, Mars,
I can't help it if neither of you two understand men.
you don't understand men? Watch how I handle Mac.
You won't even slow down.
He'd better.
What do you mean?
Well, you know where he swings in with the motorcycle? This is the last time he swings. You gave him the idea.
What idea?
Nails and broken glass.
I was joking.
We better warn him.
I think he missed.
Got him.
My gosh.
It's Larry. What's Larry doing on Mac's motorcycle?
Oh no.
The poor guy.
Whose idea was this?
The idea was Anne's.
Not enough to give me the runaround, now you're trying to kill me?
Kill you. You got it all wrong.
Really?
People get put in jail for things like this?
You're not gonna put me in jail, are you?
Well, no.
You can if you want to.
Why would I want you in jail, even if you are running around with college boys, when I thought you were studying, even if you have accepted 3 fraternity pins at the same time?
Well, my ice cream is probably melting, if you'll excuse me.
I still don't see why you put nails in the drive.
I didn't. I might have suggested it as a joke once.
My ice cream is probably melted too.
I thought you were so different.
I am different. I guess.
I used to think so. I used to think you were sincere and knew about lots of things. I borrowed that motorcycle. Guess I better see how much damage was done.
Can I help?
You've done enough.
Aren't you going to eat any ice cream, dear?
I haven't got much of an appetite.
Are you worried about that test?
The test and everything.
That boy. Anything else?
Dad, you're worried about Dad? We used to understand each other so well. And now it seems like we don't understand each other at all.
Oh, your father tries to do so much. Sometimes he gets impatient.
But why the hurry? I mean, why can't we spend time with boys or anything like that? It seems like we have to make every minute count.
He might have a reason.
What, Mother?
He might want as many of his dozen as possible to get through school. You especially, you're the oldest.
Oh, we're all going to get through school. Why the hurry?
Well, after all, your father's along in his 50s.
Dad's young.
People get things wrong with them. Things like heart trouble.
Is that why Dr. Burton's always coming over?
There's nothing for you to get excited about.
Mother, does Dad have heart trouble?
You see, it's
Does he?
You're so eager to grow up.
Mother?
Of course your father wants you all getting ahead as fast as possible. Of course he wants everything to be efficient, organized.
No, Mother.
No. You're thinking of it as much worse than it is.
If I didn't know.
No, darling, it isn't that bad. It isn't that bad.
Boss, forgot to put up the cross-sectional graph.
I'll show it to them all later.
What is it, Dad?
Well, it's 1,000 lines wide and 1,000 lines tall. It's about exactly 1 million tiny little squares.
A million?
A million. Yeah, a lot of people talk about big numbers these days, but not very many people know what an awful lot of million is. You're gonna see it every day, right here.
Do you have $1 million, Daddy?
No, I have 1 million children instead. Somewhere along the line, a man has to choose between the two.
I can put it up later, Dad. I can explain what it means.
Later this afternoon. All right? Don't you want any ice cream?
Me?
Mrs. Piper? Come up and while I say goodbye to the babies.
Oh, and what toys will you bring them back this time, Mr. Piper? Slide rules?
Why, Mrs. Piper, what a wonderful idea.
Just the tire in the back of my car. It could be much worse.
What?
The motorcycle.
Oh,
They cost money, you know.
maybe Ern and I could pay for the damage gradually.
It was pretty old and beat up anyway.
But whatever it costs.
Anne.
Yes?
How come you spend time with college boys when you're supposed to be studying? I didn't think you were that kind of a girl.
I'm not.
You don't have to pretend with me.
I'm not pretending. I wouldn't pretend with you. I don't think people should pretend with me.
I don't either.
And again, shocking.
He has a wonderful sense of timing.
I hope he doesn't upset Dad. Larry, Dad's leaving and all. I'd better see if I can help with things.
Sure, I'll get along. You don't really have 3 fraternity pins. I mean, I wouldn't think your dad...
Of course not. I wouldn't have time for things like that.
What do you mean?
Sometimes a person has to push ahead with things. Sometimes there are reasons.
Going to a dance with me, that wouldn't be important?
You don't understand. I didn't understand myself.
What?
Reasons I can't explain.
Not even for senior prom?
You mean you're asking? Gosh, Larry, I'd love... But it wouldn't be right. With Dad away, things will have to be pushed along.
You won't go?
I can't.
Don't you answer the doorbell anymore?
Oh, Dad, I didn't hear it.
I thought you wanted to go to a dance.
I do, but I thought...
I think what I have here is an eldest daughter just about grown up. Wonder. Good heavens. Good afternoon.
Oh.
Why don't you sit down?
I understand you're leaving, so I'll be brief.
Did you mark my paper?
The superintendent marked it himself.
Yes.
It's obvious to me. She cheated again.
God, Miss Brill.
You know I didn't. You watched me every minute.
I don't claim to know how.
Get to the point. I'm in a hurry.
Well, that's why I was sent right over.
So?
She may fool some people. But she certainly doesn't fool me.
What's my mark?
I'm getting to it.
Did she pass?
Yes.
Was it a good paper?
Yes.
Was there anything wrong with the paper?
No.
Yeah, and
So there'll be no further question about when Anne graduates.
That's what I was told to tell you. I was told to say she's to graduate at the end of this semester.
By jingo, I knew it.
Hey, that's swell.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Thank you, Miss Brew.
how much is 19 times 36? 864.
Well, at least you knew it. I'm so glad.
I was worried.
Nonsense. Your sister did wonderfully well.
Snake hips.
Knew she would.
Yeah, then they insisted she take the examination, forced her to take it.
I really didn't cheat the first time, Dad.
I know it. Martin Ernestine explained it to me. Oh, I haven't felt this good in years.
And I have to get on home.
I'm glad you came over.
About the prom?
Oh, what I was about to say when Miss Brill interrupted was that seems to me that I have a eldest daughter that is starting to grow up.
She is, more than you think.
And when a girl begins to grow up, it doesn't hurt to go to a few dances.
You mean I can go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dad, I won't let it interfere with my studies or anything, honestly.
Hey, easy now. I believe you.
I hope you have a nice trip, sir. And don't worry about Anne going to prom or anything.
You bet I won't. Bill's going right along with you.
Sure thing. It's really something the way you've taught them.
Would you like to learn how to multiply two-digit numbers in your head?
Oh, never mind, Jackie.
Goodbye. Be seeing you.
You see?
It's getting late. I had Frank put your bags in the car already.
Oh, good. Bye, Jingo. Seconds. That's very good. Now I have to hurry. No need for any of that last minute nonsense now. You all know your jobs and responsibilities. My last act as the president is to nominate your mother as the chairman of the family council. All those in favor?
Aye.
Your mother is now the new chairman.
Daddy.
Now.
Send us tomorrow.
Here now.
Your father has to hurry.
Dad, there's just one thing that I don't understand.
Just one?
I think maybe I know why you want us all to get ahead, but everything you do, all your work to save time for everybody. What I don't understand is, what do you want to save time for?
Well, for work, if that's what you love best. For education, beauty, or art. Or for mumbledy peg, if that's where your heart lies. It's for where your heart lies. That's what you want to save time for.
Right now is the happiest time in the world.
All right. None of this waving goodbye nonsense. Get on with things. And by jingo, you behave yourself.
Fred, get a chair for your mother. All you, arrange yourselves for a meeting. Mother, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Mother?
Like all families, we have to get on with the business before us. I now call this family council to order.